Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Not My Lifetime channel. Sunday evening, post Wolves victory, 3 points on the board is always important in any game you play, obviously, especially in this league, how difficult it can be. But was it a perfect performance today? No, not for me personally. People are going to say otherwise, but I thought instead of me doing a video reacting to it for about 13 minutes, I'll bring a mate on and discuss it on stream. How you doing, mate? You good, Bevo?
Good, thanks, mate. Yeah, not a great performance today. I'm sure we'll get into it, but yeah, how are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm just, I think I'm just relieved of anything because that performance, as much that was it a terrible performance of disaster class? No, it wasn't. First half, I thought we were a lot better than the second half, but it just highlighted to me a lot of the issues that we still got in this team. A lot of people aren't bringing up yet, and it rolls back really to last summer rather than the summer we just had. We've had issues for about the last year, well, not for 2 years now. Like since treble year, we haven't really replaced that left. I know we brought a player back in Gundogan, but we never really replaced him properly. And to bring him back, I thought was a real stupid move. I know he's a legend, of course, but I always wonder why do we bring back a player who had left us? Like this isn't what we usually do. So I kind of questioned it a little bit. Honestly, I'm pleased that he's back, but so far he's been pretty poor so far. For me, honest there.
Yeah, I think a lot of City fans saw it as sort of a bit of a nostalgia signing. You know, he lifted us up, he lifted us to the treble, and I think a lot of fans expected Gundogan to come back as the same player that he was. The thing is, when he comes back, he's he's a year and a half, nearly 2 years older. You know, he comes back, 2 years older than well, a year and a bit older than when we let him go. We felt at that time was probably the right time to let him leave because of his age and wanted to move on. I know there was talk that Pep wanted to maybe offer him a new deal, but the thing is the club obviously weren't in a position or didn't want to offer him the contract to the length that Pep wanted, that he wanted, whatever it may be. And yeah, I do think it was a bit of a weird move to bring him back again this summer. Was I glad that he come back? Yeah, for a bit of nostalgia, but as an actual signing, I always felt like we needed more. When we brought Gundogan back, it was a case of, oh, fantastic. We've got a player here that we can give sort of latter stage, minutes to, sort of say 70 plus onwards, give him the last 20 minutes of a game. We've got a player here that we can use to rotate in FA Cup, Carabao Cups, those sorts of games. I think it's been a bit weird that we've played him for the full 90 minutes for like the last 2-3 games now. And I'm pretty sure that's not the reason why he was brought in. I think overall the performances haven't been great. I don't think the team selection's been bad. I just don't think that it's been managed well enough, especially in the final third. We had Doku out on the left and Savio out on the right, and that worked. I actually thought quite well in the first half. I thought they had much more impact than what they did in the second half when they swapped sides. I can see Pep's thinking behind why they were swapping sides. So you've got a predominant left footer on the left wing and a predominant right footer on the right wing to get crosses into the box. But when you've not got height in the box, when you look at the height of the players that we've got our Haaland, which fair enough. But then apart from that, you've got Bernardo Silva, who's small. You've got Gundogan, who's fairly small. You've got Kovacic, fairly small. You've got Rico Lewis, tiny. So, you've got all of these players in or around the box that don't have the height. So when you're whipping balls in, you're trying to whip them to Haaland. But the problem what you've got then is they have two of their tallest defenders occupying Haaland because they know they're going to just start whipping balls into the box. And that's exactly what we did. It's too predictable. And I think moving forward, trying to play balls into the box to Haaland, it's not going to work. It almost feels like a last resort. It's like, for me, it kind of felt like that second half, towards the end of that second half, it was like, it felt like we were running out of options. And Pep just kind of said, "Oh, just try and get the balls into the box, and hopefully something will happen." We're missing that creative player in the midfield who can play those through balls to Haaland, because Haaland, for his size and his height and everything, and his power and everything, his one of his weakest parts of his game is probably aerial duels. Probably one of the weakest sides of his game. And Haaland's best, most sort of predominant side of his game, which he's good at, is receiving the ball at feet and turning, or you know, having that ball played through to him on the run. And we haven't got that person in the middle of the field who is willing to take that risk and play that ball. That's what I'm kind of hoping a bit more from Gundogan, or a bit more from Kovacic. Like, I was seeing it today, and Haaland was sort of 1v1 with the defender. And I was thinking, just slip him a ball through. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But take that risk. You're playing too many simple passes sideways, and it's not going anywhere. You know, it took for an absolute worldie from Gvardiol to get us level. We're going behind in games too easily. You know, we seem to be conceding first in pretty much most of our games, and it doesn't set ourselves right for the rest of the game, because we're always chasing. Well, we're 1-0 down, and you know, we're coming up towards the end of the first half. You know, it's like 30 minutes in, and it's still 1-0, and you're thinking, what are we doing here? Yeah, we looked like we were trying to create something, but when you've got a beast that sits in, all right, so when you've got a beast sitting up front and you're not utilising him to the best that he can, all right, Briggsy, you like. Haaland's best point of his game, the thing that he's good at, we're not doing it, and we're relying on just trying to ping balls into the box, and it's just that it's not sustainable. You had John Stones, who saved us against Arsenal. You've had John Stones that saved us again today. We're relying on 2 goals from Kovacic against Fulham, I think it was. We're relying on goals at the end of games from John Stones. We're relying on goals from Josko Gvardiol hitting absolute worldies with his weak foot from outside the box. We're relying on those kind of goals to see us through games. We've got an absolute beast up front who scores 30 goals a season for fun, and we're just not using him the best that we can. You know, it's getting to the end of we're not making that, trying to thread that pass through to him, because we haven't got the likes of KDB on the pitch. We've not got the likes of Foden on the pitch, who are sometimes willing to try, KDB more so, willing to try and make that pass. We need to be looking at the likes of Gundogan and Kovacic, the 2 experienced players in the middle of the pitch, to try and, you know, even if it doesn't come off, fine. I would much rather you fail to make that pass than just try and play a sideways pass. I'd rather if we got to the end of that game today and it finished 1-1, and you had the likes of Gundogan and Kovacic who were trying to make that through ball to Haaland, I'd be sitting going, do you know what? We tried. You can see what we're trying. I'm just not seeing it.
No, and I do agree with Briggsy here that there is a problem with mentality because I always feel like we start really, really slow, and we can't do that all the time. This team's got to start waking up and start a game. So we can't keep relying on a dagger from the other team to get us going, because one day that's going to cost us massively, and we get hit by 2 or 3, and man's attempt to recover again. So it's all like, again, it's as I said earlier on, it's good to get out of 24 points. I'm pleased with that, but you can't just sit there and just think, oh, everything's fine, carry on. You got to look at what's really going on there. And right now, there is. I think defensively, I think there are issues in terms of like being on it, so concentrating on what we need to. But it's
you've
more,
got two slow backs. The other problem is as well, when you've got Rico Lewis who's bombing forward, you're then left with 2 slow centre backs. Now, I got scrutinised this in here. I got scrutinised in the chat for saying this, saying that I'm trying to play FIFA ball. It's not the case at all. But when you've got Ruben Diaz in the middle who's slow, you've got Stones in the middle who's slow, you've got Kovacic who's slow, you've got Gundogan who's slow, and you've got the likes of Rico Lewis bombing forward. You've got the likes of Guardiola bombing forward on the other side. You're left with nothing but slow players at the back. So when you've got when that's why teams like to hit us on the counter attack, because it's like they send all of their fast players forward and they keep no one back that's got any kind of pace. If we had the likes of Akanji at the back today, you know, you could have probably said, okay, well, Akanji's got a bit of pace. He's got a bit about him to where you feel a little bit more relaxed. You know, the problem that we've got is you've got Ruben Diaz who's slow. You've got John Stones who's slow. You know, and when you've got those 2 paired up at the back, all you have to do is play one ball through, and there's no way that anyone's that they're catching whoever it is. It's just not happening. Quality defenders, but they've got no pace.
No, and we haven't got pace on the fullbacks either. Because look, let's be honest there, right? I'm not criticizing Rico here. I love Rico; he's brilliant. But we need a right back. We need a right back for a while now. Not look, because Rico for me hasn't got the pace for it. He hasn't got the pace on that wing that we need. And I know I've said this a number of times. The channel knows who I'm on about here. And I get cool. Oh, we can't defend properly. Frimpong, he is perfect for this team. He can cross the ball. So he's taking overlaps well. The winger. He's exactly what I think we need in this team. And people say, "Oh, he can't defend." Well, let's be honest here, right? I've got centre backs that do that anyway. So I don't mind having a wing back who can go for the bomb down the wing to help with attacks. Like back in the day, you used to have men. Look, I know Mendy didn't play very much, but we used to have Mendy play there or Delph play there. And also overlapped with Son and Sterling years ago. I think with Haaland up front now, and we've got a presence like Haaland up front, you need fullback again. I think these fullbacks.
We need a creative play. We need a creative player in the middle of the pitch who's willing to make those runs, willing to make that pass. And if it doesn't come, you look at KDB, right? KDB has always said throughout his entire City career, he does not care about passing stats, because the type of player that he is, he makes a risky pass because he tries to create an opportunity. That's kind of like, in a way, a bit like Doku. Doku doesn't always make that pass right, but the thing that he does do is he tries to make something happen.
Yeah,
he tries to make that pass. You know, and people say, "Oh, well, you know, Doku's he creates nothing. He tries to create something." Now, I would rather have a player that tries to create something than having the likes of a Gundogan or a Kovacic or whoever it may be in the centre of the park, that's just passing sideways or backwards. You're not going to create anything in the final third by passing the ball sideways.
No.
And the problem that you've got is, and this ultimately is where it falls down to. The whole reason why they pass sideways and backwards is to try and draw players out of position to create space. That's the reason why they do it. The problem that what you've then got is if you're passing it sideways, you're bringing players over, so you're creating space on the opposite side. That is normally where you would have a KDB that would then thread that ball through. You would have a player that takes that risk and tries to make that pass. The problem that you've got is everyone's passing sideways. So you've got Gundogan that's passing the ball sideways to Kovacic, who's then passing it backwards to Bernardo Silva, who's then passing it a little bit forwards to Doku, who's then passing it back to Bernardo Silva or to Kovacic, who's then passing it sideways to Gundogan, and you're not getting anywhere. You're moving all of these players out of position to create space, but you're not using that space.
Yeah, and to me, a big serious point as well. All the games have played so far. I mean, if you look at every game in the league at the moment, right? There's not been one game where I say we've actually battered them. I know West Ham away was a good performance, and it was. But apart from that, it's been pretty meh. Like, I know we start pretty meh anyway, but at least see a bit.
I think our best performance of the season so far was Chelsea.
You're probably right, yeah. Chelsea away.
I think that was our best performance by far.
Yeah, because if you look at all these games that Harry says they're perfect, I mean, obviously I was at Brentford as well, and I can back it up here. We were terrible that first half. If Holland doesn't get the 2 goals that were unbelievable, by the way, we would be on less points than what we are right now.
Yeah,
like honestly, people don't realize it, but we are. Like, yes, we're winning games. I'm happy about it. Of course, I am. But you've got to look at what's going on the pitch. Sustainably, this isn't good enough. Like Harry's there. We'll be champions if we keep doing this. As fans, it's okay to got performances that aren't good enough. Yeah, we won the game 2-1. We're happy. Of course we are. It's a win. That's what it was all about. But we got to look at this very clearly and think it ain't good enough at the moment. I'll say a big up Hong, by the way. He was actually in Eastman's video today. A big up to him. I'm good to see you in the chat, mate. So carry on, mate.
The thing is, we're not a Tottenham. We're not United. We're not at Crystal Palace. We're not at Brentford. We're not at Brighton. We're Manchester City. We've won 4 in a row for a reason. The problem that it's okay to say that our expectations now are a heck of a lot bigger than what they were 15, 20 years ago. And that's okay to say. I was a City fan 15, 20 years ago. And if we'd have drawn against Fulham 20 years ago, I'd have taken that as a result. But it is okay. It is okay now to say that I expect more from us. And that's okay because of the expectations that we've set ourselves. What we've created over the last 10 years under Pep at least. It's okay to say that this isn't good enough. We look at the team that we've got on the pitch. We've got absolute beasts all over the pitch. We've got Ederson, probably one of the best goalkeepers in the world. We've got Ruben Diaz, one of the best centre-backs in the world. We've got Josko Guardiola, one of the best left-backs in the world, definitely in the Prem. We've got Bernardo Silva, one of the best centre midfielders in the world. We've got Haaland, the best striker in the world. We've got some of the best young talents in world football coming through. We've got the likes of Savinho, who was wanted by Real Madrid. We've got Doku, who is an absolute pace merchant. We've got incredible players all over the pitch. Now, when we don't get a result against a convincing result against a struggling Wolves, it's okay to say that is far below par. It's okay to say that, because with that team, I expect more. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe a cup of tea. Yeah, Jack, I'll be honest with you, right, Jack. I'll be honest. I do agree. Accountability is a thing that needs to be a thing overall, but I think it's therefore we don't mind it, right? Again, if you win the game, that's great. I'm not, but I'm just saying that we need to sometimes look at. I think if they're going to get better and be up there competing again at the end of the season, where we want to be. And I'm not saying what we're going to be. By the way, I'm patient. I'm not overreacting. I'm just kind of with what it is at the moment. But what I'm seeing right now. Can we do if we do this every game rest of the season with the league? No, because Liverpool, yes, they're not great themselves, but Liverpool have actually most time. I think Liverpool has better than we have so far.
If it wasn't for John Stones, we'd have. If it wasn't for John Stones over the last the Arsenal game and the game today, that's 3 points that we've dropped. And for 2 last-minute winners, or the Arsenal one wasn't a last-minute winner, but it was a last-minute equaliser. And the one today, the last-minute winner. John Stones in the 95th minute in the game today was the difference between us picking up 3 points or 1 point. That's not good enough.
No. Now, big up Martin. I know Martin obviously has a different viewpoint than we do, and I respect that completely. All good to have viewpoints in the fan base and we've had a discussion. Now, it was 3 shots. I will admit. I think for me, today wasn't necessarily a defensive issue today. I think defensively was, apart from the goal, we were right anyway. I think it's more about us going forward than it was actually defensive.
The thing is, Martin, you can disagree with me. That's absolutely fine, and I can disagree with you, and that's also absolutely fine. But that's football. It's all about opinions, and we can disagree, and that's okay too. If it wasn't for a world-class Ederson save today, we'd have been 2-0 down. And it's as simple as that. If you put a Luis, if we're playing Liverpool, right, and that's Luis Diaz one-on-one with Ederson, or if that's Salah one-on-one with Ederson, that's in the back of the net. That's 2-0. We're 2-0 down, and you can take it however way you want, but that's fact.
I won't lie. Martin has a good point here. People did do that. I never said we were 6-0. I always thought we should win the game comfortably. I know that's Dean actually saying we will, because in this league's hard. Like I knew Wolves would just play a bit against us because they can do that anyway. But
Wolves have given us hard games at Molineux before. They have.
Last year, we won, didn't we?
Yeah, like I'm not saying that I expected us to go out there and absolutely slap them up 8-0. I didn't expect that at all. But I think it's okay to say that I expect more from a team that has won 4 in a row than a last-minute winner. We didn't. Did we play awful? No. Did we play quite poor? Yeah. I'm not saying that we played like 2 out of 10. I'm saying that we played like a 6 out of 10, but with room for improvement.
I mean, the thing is right. That record's unbelievable. By the way, 31 games unbeaten in the league is unbelievable. I think it's 18 more to we beat Liverpool, Arsenal. Obviously, it's a long way away anyway. And 1 game at a time we get 49. But the fact that we're that unbeaten is incredible. I should be celebrating it by the club. But it's more the fact is that we have to up the levels a bit more. I think.
I also do think that some of it is luck. That John Stones goal against Arsenal was just pure luck. Just that it fell to the right person at the right time. And if it wasn't for David Raya even got his foot or his hand on it. If he had any more of a touch on that, it was going over the bar, and Arsenal would have beaten us at home. you know, sometimes in football it is luck, but you know, yeah, it is incredible. You're right.
Yeah, it's what I mean. Like, the thing is, Spurs right now are hit and miss, but with West Ham, you saw how good they are when they attack well. Like, we got to be careful because
Oh yeah,
we got
what was it,
Spurs soon.
4-1?
West Ham, well, now West Ham is shit, by the way. I think Lopetegui is going to get sacked, but West Ham are excited. Look, West Ham almost got us as well. I mean, we only won 3-1, but West Ham were in the game at points in that game against us.
Didn't they go 1-0 up as well?
1-1. We went 1-0 up through Haaland, then it went 1-1 through an own goal, and then we got a 2-1 right after that. So, yeah, but this is the thing you need to realise that at the moment we are playing a little bit on luck, which look, you need in games. Of course you do. Luck's also important as well. It's a game, and I'm happy we get better luck when we need to get it, because the times where we don't get it at all. But we need to work a little bit more creatively going forward, because that for me is a big reason why we actually drop points in certain games like this. Like last year, Wolves, we got a goal for Alvarez free kick, a great free kick by the way, but that was it. Apart from that, nothing else. And it almost happened again this year. Look, we got Prague at home next game. Now that won't be easy either, because I know Prague, and we should beat them anyway. But we said that many times now, and we should go a little bit. Like, I think every game now won't be easy. Like Southampton won't be easy. I know they're playing shit right now, but trust me, they'll go to City on Saturday and go for it. They will, and why not? Like, so we got to just look. Obviously, it's October. I'm not panicking. We're not panicking yet at all. We're second in the league, unbeaten. I'm happy, but we've got to look at things logically and practically. Right now, it is nowhere near what it should be for how good we are right now. Anyway,
yeah, no, it's not sustainable at all. No, you can't be relying on John Stones in the 95th minute and the 98th minute to bring us back. You can't be relying on a worldie from Guardiola. You know, Kovacic has scored more. Kovacic has scored the same amount of goals for City as he did for Chelsea in like 200 games less. You can't be relying on Guardiola to be having worldies from outside the box with his right foot. You can't be relying on Kovacic to be scoring goals, because Kovacic is notoriously doesn't score that many goals, and that's fine too. It's not about him. It's not in his locker. But you just can't be relying on it. We need a bit more creativity from someone else. And I understand that situations are maybe not great for certain players at the moment. Obviously, you know, we know KDB is always in and out of injury. You know, we have to accept that. We also know that there's something, I don't know what it is. You know, I'm sure that some people might do. I know that Foden's probably got a bit of problems at the moment, and that's okay too, because people do have problems. You know, we are all human. But like last season, when KDB was injured for 6 months, we fortunately Phil Foden stepped up to the mark, which is the reason why we won the league. Now, when we've got an injured KDB again now, and we don't have a Foden firing on all cylinders, we have no one to turn to.
No.
And when you have pretty much just two creative midfielders in your team, and one of them is known for being injury prone in KDB now, which I think we just have to face the facts. It is what it is. He's now, you know, coming towards the end of his career, and you know he is going to be getting injured more, and that's okay. But I think you're heavily relying too much then on Foden picking up the pieces, and I think we just we're missing a couple of pieces to a puzzle. That's what I'd say.
Yeah. Now, how do you feel about the DM Gundogan? But the thing is, right, I wouldn't mind giving that a go. I mean, the thing is, at some point, we've got to find something to get by before January. I think January, we'll have to get someone in. We have to. We can't afford to go the whole season the way it is right now because we'll struggle in business end. But I wouldn't mind.
I was just going to say, I personally would prefer to play Gvardiol at CDM. And I know it probably won't happen, but I'd prefer Ake at left back and Gvardiol as a CDM, just because he's more defensively minded than maybe Gundogan is. So he's not going to be wanting to push up as much, which means we have a little bit more at the back. But I can't see Pep doing that, but that's what I like.
Diaz, okay, Kanji Vardio. I mean, a Kanji at right back wouldn't be too bad, but I think at some point we've got to start looking at getting an actual fullback. I think next season probably. I know Rico's. Look, I love Rico. I love him. I think he's been great so far this season. Game's not here and there, but again, he obviously is getting more game time. But we definitely need a long term a thing of right back. If Rico a right back going forward, then he needs to be a lot better in such situations, which he has to work on anyway.
He's not a right back. He played in the EDS as a midfielder. He's not a right back. It's Pep trying to do a creative masterclass like how he did with Fabian Delph and how he did with Zinchenko. He's not a fullback. He's not a right back.
I do agree, Mark. I think people. I think isn't there people think on here, more social media people think that they think that we should win every single game. Now, obviously, I'd love to have that happen, but it won't happen because it's football. Football is a very common season. I do agree, Mark. I think we had the Rodriguez, KDB, they're fully fit for it. Exactly. Like we've got things going on. I'm not saying I do agree with you that we said that into account. Of course we do, but the players on the pitch that we do have, for me, the midfield three doesn't work. There's too much of the same player going on there. There's not.
You've got a combined age of like 100. You haven't got legs in there.
Good point. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah,
you've got a 34-year-old Gundogan. You've got a 31-year-old Kovacic, and you've got like a 29, 30-year-old, however old he is, Bernardo Silva. And then when KDB comes back, you're replacing a 33, 34-year-old Gundogan with a 33, 34-year-old KDB. So,
I mean, the thing is, I do agree. Like, we did change it up, but the thing is, I knew they would anyway. I knew they would. I think everyone knew they would because there's no way Wolves could go against us today and play how they did because they're bad. But the thing is, like, I'm happy. As I say, we do agree. Like, there's no creativity in that. We are finding a way. We definitely are finding a way. I think it's great to have that no matter what because it's good to have that in certain games where it won't go your way because other games are going to happen anyway. But I think when we get players back and when Foden's back in the team more, we got to start playing him as a creative player, and then you got to find a way of working around it.
Just with that as well from Martin, I agree with absolutely everything that he said there. I do. I agree with everything. We don't have the creativeness, but we are still finding a way. It's a very lucky way, but I mean, and sometimes you do need luck to win games. You do.
Yeah. And so and big up Basu here. Yeah, exactly. The most important thing is free. Exactly. Look, if we had drawn today, fine. And I'll be a bit even more quicker than I am now. But we got the win. I'm happy. Obviously, I was buzzing we got the win. Always will be another late winner. The amount of adrenaline you get from that, and big up Alex. He actually was in the crowd, but I think he actually hurt himself, bless him. But apparently he's alright, was the main thing. He's alright. But the fun at the end was all worth it. It was all worth the win. But I'm not asking for like 6-7 wins because to be honest, it wouldn't happen. But if it's football, it's not FIFA. We know it's not going to happen like that easily. But what we want is just a bit more consistency. That's what I want to start seeing throughout the whole team, not just performances here and there that are great. One shit, one. I want to see a bit more over the whole team, a form of consistency as they get in towards November and December. Because the thing is, though, we're not far away now from that wait period. It's not at all. one more break and we're in it. So we've got to start looking for it at some point, because otherwise we'll be losing a lot, probably losing a game here or there. Now look, I know I can't see us going unbeaten the whole season. What happened? But it's football. I wish it did happen, but I really can't see us going invincible. Not in this day and age now. If our teams are,
let's just say as well, going invincible is almost impossible. It's been done once, and it's been done once for a reason, because it's not easy to do. Just the same as it's only been done once, winning 4 in a row. Because you slip up in one season, you've then got to start it all over again. And it's kind of the same with, with the Invincibles. You slip up once, you then can't go the season invincible. So you then have to start it again the following season. And that's the same with 4 in a row. You could win 3 in a row, slip up, not win it. You then have to start that 4 in a row process again. It's kind of the same. So to do that is impossible. We're not going to do the invincible season, and I wouldn't ever expect us to. We are going to lose games. And like what Martin says here, if we're being critical now when we're winning, what happens when we lose? The thing is, we're allowed to be critical based on what we see. Yes, we won the game, but do I think that we could have given more and done more? Yeah. Now, we might lose a game, and I might turn around and say, do you know what? We were really unlucky. I base it on what I see during that game. If we lose 1-2-0 to Liverpool, but you've got people that are trying to play those balls through, and trying to at least make something happen, I'll be saying, do you know what? Yeah, we lost, but we could see that we were trying. I take it game by game, and I give my opinions based on what I see in that game. I'm not going to lose my shit if we lose, just the same as I'm not going to lose my shit if we win. I'll give my opinion of what I think about that game after I've watched that game. If we'd have come out and absolutely slapped them up today, I'd say I couldn't fault us. You know, I really couldn't fault us. But if we're doing what we did today, I'd be saying, oh well, to be honest, it's not good enough. You know, I think we do need to give a bit more. It's not about winning or losing. It's about what I'm seeing on the pitch. If we'd have lost today, I would be saying exactly the same as what I'm saying now, that it wasn't good enough. If we go and lose to Liverpool, but you can see that we're trying, or even if we go and lose to Ipswich, and I can see that we're trying, then I'll say, do you know what? It happens. We are going to lose, but I could see that we're trying to do something. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know what? Let's actually, I mean, this is the thing. Like, I think you are right. I think the thing is, I think that us particularly. I think if anything, I think we all kind of agree a little bit on the same wavelength. Most of us on here. I think what it is the fact that I think it's more online. I think we all see it. You know, we all see it as well, like how people are online. Like the thing is, they're behind accounts that are faceless accounts. I'm not being. It's not everyone, by the way, but people that I see on there faceless accounts on there actually speak very well about the club and good for them. It's the ones that you can tell are doing it for likes. They're the ones that. But the thing is, they're not really fans, really, because if they're really fans, they wouldn't be putting up this ridiculously load of crap just to get like somebody money off Elon. So I'm just saying, right? I think for me, expectations to me are, I say they're high, but they're not like unrealistic. Obviously, I'm thinking one game at a time anyway. I'm not thinking about next game or the game after. I'm more about Prague roundabouts out right now. Prague is the next game on Wednesday. That's the next game that we've got to play. I'm not worried about the Premier League yet. Obviously, it's one game at a time. That's how it should be.
I think the other thing is as well is it's okay to expect more of us now than what we would have expected of us 15, 20 years ago. Look at the team difference. Look at the difference in the levels of players. Martin knows this. I was a fan when we were awful, just the same as I'm a fan now when we're not. But when you do certain things in football, like winning a treble, like winning 4 in a row, I think it's okay to say I expected a bit more, because that's the ceiling that we've set for ourselves as a club.
Yeah.
If we have the team that we had 15, 20, 25 years ago, I'd have been absolutely thrilled with the result today. I'd have been over the moon. The problem is we've got world-class international players all over the park, even on the bench. So am I wrong in saying I expect there's a bit more of us? Clearly, maybe I am, but that's just my opinion.
And Martin, I agree with you, Hickley. It wasn't great today, but we weren't that bad. It's a middle ground performance, middling performance.
I never said we were bad.
No, neither did I. But it's a middling.
Like I said before, I said I'd give it as a 6 out of 10.
Yeah,
6 out of 10 is maybe a little bit above average.
Yeah. But do you know what? Let's go on actually the positives bit more than actually obviously right now. I think for me, I'm pleased as well with Vardiol. I think, was he great at the start of the game? No, a little bit shaky here and there, but I thought his goal was brilliant. That finish he had was unbelievable. The way he hit that ball, I was so impressed. And and the fact that he's doing a lot more now is brilliant. And the fact that he's obviously getting involved more in the game, and especially at a time where he needed it as well. The finish as well, just on the right foot, hit it, unbelievable goal, and it came out right. It came at a good time for him as well.
The other thing as well is no Premier League defender has more goals than Guardiola in 2024.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
He is some player, I tell you. I am yet. I can't think off the top of my head. I am yet to look at a performance that Guardiola's had and said, "Nah, he's just not done it for me." There's been a couple of moments in games where he's failed to clear the ball properly, or he's let a player go past him, or whatever. But overall, during the game, I'm yet to see him have a performance which I could honestly say, now get him off the pitch. I think for the money that we paid for him, you think, oh yeah, 70-odd million, whatever it was, quite a lot of money. Fine, but in this day and age, for a player that's 21, 22 years old,
22, he's brilliant. He will be like, the thing is, he just covers the ball so well, and the thing is, he's good defensively, good going forward. He can cover where he needs to cover. I think the price he got him for was unbelievable. It's probably one of our best deals we've probably ever done for a player of his quality and what he can offer the team. And I'm so pleased that we got him. For me, I think it's the right back that I'm serving. Look, centre backs obviously going to be hit and miss with what you go for anyway, but I trust them anyway. It's the right back that's a little bit concerning. It's not Rico's fault per se. Obviously, Walker or Rico, know who's that. We need someone long term who's going to play there. I think going forward of next year onwards, because we can't keep relying on Rico, who apparently he's done really well, by the way. He's only getting better and better, by the way.
Yeah, and let's not forget as well. We all look at Rico and think, I agree with. Yeah, I mean, I'm the treble for me isn't an expectation. The treble was something which isn't normal. It's not a normal thing to do.
Historic.
Yeah,
shouldn't happen.
It's not. No, it's not. And to think last season we weren't great last season. We were obviously we did enough, and we were good enough to obviously get over the line. But we look at last season and we go, oh, well, we could have done better here, we could have done better there. And yeah, that is true. We could have done better in certain things. But we were 4 games away from doing back-to-back trebles.
That's mad.
Do you know what I mean?
That's mad.
But the thing is, my expectation isn't win every trophy possible. That's not my expectation at all. My expectation is on a game-by-game basis.
Yeah.
And if I think that we could have played better, then I will have my criticism based on that game, not about the overall season.
Yeah, facts. And Martin, you are totally entitled to your opinion on the channel. You always will be, and everyone will be. I was about to say as well, people giving him hate on LB streams or his own streams in general, just stop it. It is. I think it's disgraceful anyway. Like everyone's entitled to opinions, fan base, and that's how it should be. I know. I'm just going to hate towards.
No, I'm just going to put it out there as well on a personal level, and I know Martin very, very well, both on stream and off stream, and he knows situations that I've been going through over the last sort of 3-4 months, and on a personal level, Martin is an incredible person, and he is a fantastic Blue. And I think as Blues, we should all be sticking together. Yeah, we're not going to have the same opinion. I know that he's a happy clapper, and I can be a bit negative at times, but I can also appreciate, when we do play well and we have good games, I can also be on that happy clapper bandwagon. I try to stay fairly neutral and just try and give my opinions. But on a personal note, Martin, absolutely fantastic bloke, and honestly, thank you for everything that you do.
Absolutely, mate. You are a absolute legend in this community, and you're always welcomed on this channel. Big up Warren as well. So sorry, I forgot to include you earlier on. Exactly, mate. That is how it all should be. This is what this channel's about. Martin channel's about. All about welcoming everyone's opinions, no matter what they are, and you're entitled to have your say. No one should be being hated on it for having an opinion. That's how it all should be. And and I will never ever take any hatred from anyone towards anyone. It's not acceptable at all. But
no,
as I say, a little PSA over there. But I thought I'd just sort of say anything to say about that. But Joe, the thing to round up, if anything, I'm just kind of like, I'm pleased that we do find a way. If we can find a way at all in certain games, then it'll be a lot more concerned. I think Newcastle away, I think, was definitely one of the points that really opened my eyes a bit more to think, shit, we're not quite, where we should be in that situation. I think it could have been another one to start that if we weren't careful, but we found a way this time. I think away from home, it's not the best. It isn't terrible, but it's not the best. And at home, is still roughly the same as well. It's definitely not gelling or firing yet. There's a lot. A lot that we need to work out and sort of figure out between everyone. But am I worried season rule? No. I'm taking it by game. So obviously Prague is a game that we'll play next. But I want to see Foden start games. I'm tired of seeing him on the bench now. I want to start seeing, because I think we need someone playing in that midfield as a creator.
The thing is, as well, is he's obviously fit enough to be on the bench. So I would like to see him. I'd just like to see a little bit more from him. I think his performances this season have been a little bit underwhelming. In comparison to last year, where he did take games by the scruff of the neck and he did change a lot of games for us. We know now that he has it in his locker, and I think this again comes back down to expectation sometimes. And because we know that he can do it, when he doesn't do it, game after game after game, it's like, oh well, we need to see a bit more from him, and that's okay too. I in myself, if I do something wrong, or I could do something better in life, I kick myself and say, oh, you could have done this better. I could have done that better. I give off the same vibes for other people too. I know what Phil Foden is capable of. So I just like to see a little bit more of that.
Yeah, I'm the same, mate. But overall, I think I'm pleased with we've got the result. I think just the 3 point is huge, especially obviously with Liverpool winning today as well, and then obviously Arsenal lost yesterday too, which was funny. Honestly, that game yesterday perfectly sums up, right, what's about Arsenal all season. Arsenal are a team that are relying purely on moments to get them out of jail. And we haven't got Saka on the pitch. We haven't got players. And we've got Saliba doing what he's doing. They're a complete, utter mess. So, honestly, mate, yesterday pretty much summed up why Arsenal won't win the league this year or anything this year.
Can I just put something out there?
Mm-hmm.
Gvardiol has the same amount of goals this season as Arsenal have red cards. You know what I mean? Arsenal have more red cards this season than Kovacic has goals.
Oh my god. That just shows you how bad, like how mentally bad they are.
Let me check something out. I think I'm about to drop another wild stat.
If you haven't already, people, we could subscribe to the channel. We are, I think, 4 or 3 subs now away from 800 now. So if you haven't already, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We do appreciate it massively. 800 obviously is the goal by the end of this month, and obviously after hoping 1K we heard by the end of the year. That's the goal. If you help us get there, much appreciated. Thank you. But yeah, honestly, yesterday's game, I was just sat there thinking it was coming.
Hey,
I knew.
You ready? You ready for this?
Yeah.
Arsenal have more red cards this season than United have won Premier League games.
Oh my god.
I've just been looking now. United have won 2 Premier League games this season.
Only 2? Is that only 2 games they've won?
Let me have a look. Oh no, they beat Fulham, they beat Southampton, and they beat Brentford. So they have the same amount.
Honestly, look, for me personally, I know who I think will be in top rank this year. I think it will be Liverpool and City this year. I don't think Arsenal.
I was saying to you off stream, my concern this season is Liverpool. It's not Arsenal.
No, Liverpool look good.
I think Liverpool look half decent.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, absolutely. And Salah's looking good at this year as well.
Well, this is the thing. I think Salah is trying to go out with a bit of a bang because he's pretty much said that he's leaving at the end of the season.
Yeah, he is. And in a way, it wouldn't surprise me if Kev leaves this year as well. It wouldn't surprise me if Kevin De Bruyne leaves this summer. Because the way it's going, right, from what I'm hearing about contracts, what I'm hearing in the grapevine, there's no deal been offered yet.
No.
I think he's leaving. I think this summer, Kevin De Bruyne will see.
I think if he was to stay, he'd probably have to take some form of salary cut because we can't have a player that's on 400 grand a week just sitting on the bench. And I don't feel confident enough to say that Kevin De Bruyne is going to play 25 Premier League games a season. I just don't have the confidence to say that.
No, I agree. It's really sad because the thing is, like, it's really sad because I think, I love the guy so much, and he's unbelievable. When he's fully fit, he's unbelievable.
Yeah, I've said in past streams, and I still, to a point, agree with what I said, is that Kevin De Bruyne can choose what Kevin De Bruyne wants to do because I think he's got enough credit in the bank with the club and he's done enough to say, I suppose in a way, a bit like Pep, if Pep decides that he wants to leave at the end of the season, I think us as fans have to just accept that whatever he says will be. And I think that's the same with Kevin De Bruyne. If Kevin De Bruyne says that he's going at the end of the season, or if he says he's signing a new year deal for a season or 2 seasons, then I genuinely believe that Kevin De Bruyne has the right to choose what Kevin De Bruyne wants, because he's been pivotal to our success, and I think he's earned that right. But I also think that if he is going to sign a new contract, I do think that it's probably going to have to be somewhat of a salary cut, because I don't see it being feasible having a player on the bench that's $500,000 a week.
Yeah, you're right. It's sad because I'd rather him be playing like week in week out still, at a level. But I think when he's fit, he's fine. But the problem is we can't rely on him anymore. We can't. We actually need someone there week in week out. I think for me, it's obviously Musiala or Wirtz. Depending on, I think probably the way it's going now, it's pretty more Wirtz now, I'd say, from what's been reported recently. But
I wouldn't be against going for both. And I know that's probably going to sound greedy, but hear me out. I genuinely believe that if we do lose Kevin De Bruyne, I still think we are potentially one creative player short. Because then, I think LV touched on it not that long ago. Wirtz's injury record for somebody that's 21 years old isn't great.
No,
he's had an ACL tear and was out for nearly a year. At 21, that's not good. And I just believe that if Wirtz isn't then firing on all cylinders and Foden isn't firing on all cylinders, we're then back in the same position as what we're in now, where we've got no one else to fall back on.
Yeah.
And with Musiala, you can also play him at left wing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Big up, Kelser, actually, by the way. Tomorrow night, she'll be on the channel tomorrow for Monday evening stream. Should be a good one. She's been very good on Martin's show. You're very well going on Judge Mo's show during the week, and to help her really well against a lot of the comments in there. Very honestly, I don't know if you read there, but the comments stream mental towards that panel, and she held her own really, really well. And big up to her.
It's quite a toxic place for City fans. There's a few channels that are like that. I know some City streamers and content creators that have left streams because of reasons like that, and they are a toxic place. That's why I would normally only try and stay around sort of City content, really. But yeah, no, I did watch it, and yeah, held their own really, really well.
Yeah, and she's right. I think the thing is, right, Rodri, for me, would he massively improve us overall? Definitely, 100%. It's Rodri. But you don't realise how many goals he actually creates within the team. Like, he creates a lot of goals for us, by the way. People don't actually realise that. The amount of chances he created for us while playing the team last year, the amount of assists that he got, like, it's quite mad. And we use that player in the park who's holds like a linchpin. You lose that player, you got to work it out quickly. Otherwise, if it's down the barrel of a very, very long season. So I think I agree. I think a creative player is what we need right now. I think if there's Foden in the team starting every game, it played very well. You wouldn't see much. You wouldn't see a real worry at the back for me. But we got to find a position soon. We got to. Otherwise, we'll start dropping points a lot more consistently.
Yeah. Can I just drop it in there as well? Have you seen the criteria of what is required to kind of win the Ballon d'Or? One of the criteria is fair game and class. And you're giving that to Vinny Jr. over Rodri. I'm sorry, he's the most classless player I've ever seen in my life. He talks about all he wants to do is play football.
I don't know what it is. Madrid.
Yeah, it's the Madrid PR machine. Yeah, no, I agree. But all he says is, "Oh, all I want to do is play football," but then does nothing but cause shit on the pitch.
I know, but at this point, I don't care anymore about the award anymore.
It's lost. It lost all kind of prestigiousness years ago.
And the Haaland KDB thing was the Haaland Messi thing. That was like, no, done, no more of that shit. If you cannot give a player who won a treble because you want to get Messi the award, look, Messi probably said to him, "Give it to Haaland." What are you getting to me for? It should be Haaland. Haaland was the best player in the world that year.
I think there's at least 3 or 4 Ballon d'Ors that Messi's robbed over players that should have won it.
Oh yeah, that was the year, I agree.
That was the year where Van Dijk probably should have won it. That was the year where Haaland should have won it. That was the year Lewandowski should have won it. That was the year that Iniesta should have won it.
Yeah,
that's 4 that I've just named right there.
I know, but
Messi is my goat, but I think it's lost all kind of credibility, that award.
Yeah. Big up Ryan. Matt McInnes deserves to start this game. I think Nunes deserves more opportunities now. I think for me, he should have lost coming on and did a very good job. McAtee as well, I'd say, yeah. I mean, I watched him recently. He's really getting into games a lot more, and I wouldn't mind you might have give him a chance at some point, and why not give him a chance now? So, I think against Prague, give Nunes a chance. Drop one, cover a good one. Say right Nunes, go out there and do your best. If you get a goal and assist the game or contribute the game very well, then you'll start at Southampton on Saturday. Just because why not? Why not give players a chance now? Because look, we've got a run of games now that I think are quite good. Why not give these players a chance?
Nunes as well today. Fair play to him. He held his own. He was chucked into the Lions' den today.
Yeah,
against his former club, who from the second that he was coming on the pitch just got verbally abused by all of the Wolves fans. Fair play for him to coming on the pitch and holding his own.
Yeah, exactly. See, good on speaking. So we could give him some extra problems. So, do you know what? I would. I actually think Nunes should actually start against Prague and Southampton. I think for me, Gundogan's been very hit and miss, more miss than hit so far. I think it's definitely worth giving other players a chance now. They've got some games coming up now that are quite, I wouldn't say easy, no game's easy, but it's worth giving him a chance now. So yeah, that's why I look at it right now. I think Prague, Southampton are games that I think we've got to look at. I think these opportunities to give players a chance. And I don't see why McAtee and Nunes don't get a chance in another game. I think
I also.
Go on.
I was just going to say quickly, just on the whole Gundogan thing. I also think today that he was wrong of just dismissing Haaland from having that free kick. You know, the one that was literally just on the edge of the box. As soon as Haaland came over there, I thought, give it Haaland, because he's got by far the best power shot out of anyone that was stood there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have just given it to Haaland and just said, just hit it. Just absolutely put your foot through it, and what happens, happens.
I know. Just
to dismiss him just as he did, it was almost like he'd gone to him and said, "Can I have this?" And he's gone, "No." And he's gone, "All right, okay then."
Yeah. To me,
I'm just going to say it's almost like, who put you in charge? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, look, it is what it is. Like, look, at the end of the day, we've got the win. That's what's important. Obviously, there are things to work on. Things we've got to do. But I think, yeah, exactly. The next game is Liverpool Arsenal this Sunday. That'll be in the watch. That'll be a fun game to watch. That's Bieber.
Can I just put something out there? I'm kind of rooting for Arsenal that game.
You know what? Yeah, or draw. Wouldn't mind a draw.
Arsenal will draw. Because I think Arsenal are enough points behind us now to at least get a win over Liverpool. That'll then if we win, will put us top.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that game
not like top now, but
no, but Arsenal, no Saliba, Saka's out for how long he's out for. I've no idea. Apparently, it's worse than what people they were saying it was going to be. You have no idea what happened there. Yeah. And exactly, he's still experimenting. He's trying to find out about. Of course, I'm not going to expect to do that straight away, but you got to realize at some point that covering Gundogan doesn't work. I mean, it's too much the same. You need a bit of different. I wouldn't mind Gundogan, Nunes, Foden. Find out that because there's a bit difference in there. But Cover and Gundogan are the same player. They're the same player pretty much, and
they are exactly the same player.
So we got to find a better way of playing the midfield. We got to, and exactly, Ryan. Liverpool are looking good right now. I think Liverpool are the best in the league now on current form, and also like you can't deny it. Like, I mean, obviously we don't deny it, but I know we're obviously that whole best defense in Europe. Not right now, mate. Like, no way. You're joking me. You're all like clean sheets. Like, I missed that. I missed that clean sheet love where we fight tooth and nail to get a clean sheet. You remember that treble year? How much defense wanted to get clean sheets constantly. I miss them days. It's much the same now. Just so lax at the back.
It's conceding first that really that's the big thing for me. Like, I don't mind conceding, but stop conceding first, because conceding first, we're always coming from behind. Always.
Yeah, we are. But it is what it is, mate. Look, we got the win. More important, we got Prague on Wednesday. Now, it should be a win. We're at home. Sparta Prague aren't the best team, but last 2 games have kind of proven that we're not anywhere near trusting to go and guarantee a win right now. I mean, how do you feel about that game, mate? Wednesday.
I think it's a win. I'd like to say convincing win. I think we need a bit of a convincing win, just to set us instead for the next game. I think if we've got an opportunity, I think Sparta Prague, didn't they get smacked up by Dortmund like 9-1 or 7-1 or something like that?
Celtic, mate.
Or was it Celtic?
Yeah. Now, I think Sparta, let's see what their fixtures were like so far. Obviously, got us, obviously. They drew, I think, with Stuttgart. They beat Salzburg 3-0. So they're actually unbeaten, something like Prague. They're unbeaten.
Oh, right. Okay.
They're not playing badly.
No. I'd expect a win. We're at home. I think we need a convincing win just to sort of set us instead for the next game. And probably give us a bit more confidence as well, because I think that's one thing that we probably are lacking as a squad at the moment is a bit of confidence. I'm gonna probably say 4-0.
4-0. Yeah, Joe, I'll take 4 goals right now in a game, 4 or 5. It'd be nice. It'd be a rarity these days, so it's nice to get a few goals when we can. And Haaland some goals again. He hasn't scored.
But I do think we swap around the teams a little bit. I think we'll probably give McAtee a bit more game time. I think. Yeah, I can't see McAtee starting, but I think you might see McAtee from like 60 minutes onwards, depending on obviously on the scoreline. I think you'll probably see Foden start. I think Haaland starts. I think we'll probably play Ortega.
Yeah,
I'd probably say Ortega. Just to keep him just to keep him warm and to keep him match ready.
Yeah.
I could probably see a couple of the players that didn't play today maybe play. Maybe the likes of Akanji, maybe Walker if he's back fit. Ake, I think could probably get some game time. Probably give Vardiol a bit of a rest. I think Vardiol deserves a bit of a rest. I think Nunes probably gets some game time. I think Gundogan and Kovacic probably get a bit of a rest. I think you probably see maybe 4 or 5 changes from today.
Yeah, I agree. I'll go 3-0 like Ryan's gone here. I'll go 3-0. I think I'll we get the win and a clean sheet, please. Can we have a clean sheet? A clean sheet, please. I don't want to start keeping them because I'm tired of watching see goals. It's getting frustrating. That's the one thing I don't mind it. Like
I was just going to say, going back to the whole conceding first. In our last Champions League game, we weren't playing anyone great then. I think we conceded first time as well, didn't we?
Well, we beat Bratislava. We beat 4-0, and we drew. Well, so far we've drawn 0 and 4-0 so far. So we've actually got 2 out of 2 clean sheets so far. So we're doing better in Europe than we actually are in the league.
Didn't Bratislava put the ball in the back of the net though? But it was. I think. If I'm right, oh no, I'm thinking of Watford. Never mind.
Yeah,
never mind.
Watford, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
We've been way better in Europe than we actually have been in the league. That's weird. That is. Usually it's the other way around. But far is what it is. But yeah, so we've got Prague obviously on Wednesday. We'll talk about Southampton probably on Thursday. We've got time to do that anyway. But say Prague's the next game. That's the priority right now. I'm not bothered about the next league game. It should always be about the next league game. If you're worried about like what's happening like 2 games down the line, then you're obviously doing it wrong. It should always be 1 game at a time because you're a lot better about things than you do. So Prague next, get a win there. Just get some momentum going. Get consistency in the team, and hopefully we'll start seeing. Because bear in mind, 1st December is Anfield. That's the next big test for us. Obviously, got Brighton and Bournemouth, but Liverpool away. By then, if we're anywhere near a good level, we will lose.
Oh yeah. If we go to Anfield and play like how we did today, we lose 3-4-0.
Yep. Ake, I think Ake is available. I think Wednesday. I think Walker and De Bruyne aren't available on Wednesday. I think they're back for Saturday. So, as far as I'm aware, we'll have everyone back, obviously, apart from Bob and Rodri. Bob apparently is not far away now, which is good. So I think we need Bob right now. We need Bob. Because I tell you, right, Bob immediately wakes up back Savio and Doku. I think, shit, there's what else said now. There's 4 of you fighting for a place. You might see all of them blow well then.
I'd be quite inclined to support Bob in the 10 position. Because he's someone that can play that role.
Because Bob's underrated by a lot of people, man. He's a very, very good player. Very, very technically good player. Very, very skillful. Also quite quick as well. Not rapid, but very quick. So I'm looking forward to seeing him back in the team. I think that injury will ruin him. I think he'll be all right. I think it's just, obviously sort of bring him back in at the right time and also use him when we need to. We'll be fine. But yeah, I think those wingers need competition. They do.
I think we need to be resting or keeping Kevin De Bruyne away from the pitch for as long as possible. I think we need to start bringing Kevin De Bruyne. What we don't want to happen is bring Kevin De Bruyne back sort of end of October, beginning of November, him picking up a knock and then being out for the Liverpool game. I think we need to be bringing Kevin De Bruyne back maybe 1 or 2 games before Liverpool.
Yeah, I agree on that one. Stones can play false nine. Do you know what? Fuck it, why not? Let's give it a go. Because you think it's scoring goals, so not. That's the point. Yeah. Best. Them 2 right now, but probably my best player so far. I mean, Joe, what? Good on John, by the way, because I mean, this is a big year for him. It's a big year for him, especially of the last couple of years of the injuries and that. I think if he has a good season this year, give him a new deal. I can't say.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's fit, then why not? Because I think for
He's
me, sorry.
I was just going to say he's always proved people wrong in the past. You know, there was when he first come into the squad. You know, he had a real poor, maybe 2-3 seasons where he wasn't great. It looked like he was on the brink of an exit, and then in a season turned it all around, got himself a new deal, and has been absolutely world class ever since.
Yeah, and I just think for me, right, him and Oscar are probably our best defenders so far, I'd say, from what I've seen. Yeah, Candy's not been bad. Diaz has not been bad either. It's just they've not been the level that we're used to seeing both playing at. But Stones and Vardio, I mean, apart from Brentford, well, Brentford at home is more Walker than it was actually John Stones. But what I've seen of them two so far on that left side, very impressive. I'm happy to see. I think we're starting to get that back a bit in that more like defensive shape. I think it's the right back I'm a bit concerned with, but the other three I'm okay. I'm fine with. I just think you're right about the pace though. The pace thing's definitely an issue. We've got to find a way of getting around because we can't keep relying on our defenders' ability to sort of tackle correctly than on the pace, because obviously pace is important at the back. So hopefully
I do think that a lot of the defensive errors start from our midfield.
Yeah.
I think, Diaz and Stones as the back, two centre back partnership, they aren't fast players. They don't have the pace. But when it's so easy to get through the midfield, I don't think, it's kind of like a goalkeeper in a way. A goalkeeper is only as good as the defence that's in front of him. A defence is only as good as the midfield that it's got in front of them.
Yeah, and you're bang on the money, man, mate. But look, I mean, a big win, good win. It's been good to sort of have a chat about it, obviously the chat and that. Obviously, just chatting for the last hour and a bit. It's been a good little reaction stream. I say, let us know if you wants to do more of these. I'm sure we probably will at some point. I doubt many games of the games are coming up right now is probably be able to do every game, but we can do a weekend thing. I'm sure we'll have to do that at some point. But yeah, big thanks everyone in the chat on Twitter, YouTube, always watching the streams. Obviously, if you aren't obviously after this stream, head over to Martin's stream. Obviously, right now he's chatting to Fee of Gilmer Tees. Also, I think I can't remember who else is in as well, but I know he's on the stream right now. Talk about the game. So if you want someone to watch more about the game, go over to Martin's channel at the moment. Big thanks to everyone for tuning in. Like, subscribe to the channel. We're getting close to 100. Getting there gradually. We'll get there soon. Big up to all of you for supporting the channel as always, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for another stream. Take care, everyone. Have a good one.